The Russian Armed Forces, History, Structure, and Modern Capabilities. The Russian Armed Forces are among the world's most powerful and historically significant military institutions. Rooted in the rich military traditions of Imperial Russia and the Soviet Union, the modern Russian military continues to play a critical role in shaping regional and global geopolitics. This article explores the history, structure, and current capabilities of the Russian Armed Forces. 1. Historical context. The Russian military's history dates back centuries, evolving through different eras. Imperial era, under the Tsars, Russia developed one of the largest armies in Europe. Landmark battles, such as the defeat of Napoleon in 1812, showcased its military might. The army relied heavily on conscription and was known for its sheer size rather than advanced tactics. Soviet period. The Red Army was established after the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution. It became a formidable force during World War II, known as the Great Patriotic War in Russia, playing a decisive role in the defeat of Nazi Germany. After the war, the Soviet armed forces emerged as a global superpower, supported by a vast nuclear arsenal and advanced military technology. Post-Soviet transition, the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a period of decline for the Russian military. Budget cuts, reduced manpower, and outdated equipment plagued the armed forces. However, reforms initiated in the early 2000s under President Vladimir Putin began to reverse this trend, focusing on modernization and professionalization. 2. Structure of the Russian Armed Forces. The Russian Armed Forces are organized into several branches, each with specific roles and responsibilities. Ground Forces, Army. The largest branch, the Russian Ground Forces, are tasked with land-based military operations. They include infantry, armored units, artillery, and engineers. Aerospace Forces. This branch encompasses both the Air Force and space-related military operations. It manages aircraft, air defense systems, and space assets. Navy. The Russian Navy operates across 4 major fleets: the Northern, Pacific, Baltic, and Black Sea fleets, as well as the Caspian Flotilla. It maintains a mix of surface ships, submarines, and naval aviation. Strategic Rocket Forces. This branch oversees Russia's intercontinental ballistic missiles (ICBMs) and is responsible for the country's strategic nuclear deterrence. Airborne Forces, VDV, elite paratroopers trained for rapid deployment and high-risk operations. Special Operations Forces, SOF. Known for their covert missions, the SOF play a crucial role in counterterrorism and unconventional warfare. National Guard, Rosgvardia. While not part of the Ministry of Defense, the National Guard supports internal security and counterinsurgency efforts. 3. Personnel and training. The Russian Armed Forces consist of both conscripts and professional soldiers. Conscription is mandatory for men aged 18 to 27, with a service term of 1 year. However, the government has prioritized the recruitment of contract soldiers, kontraktniki, to improve professionalism and operational readiness. Training emphasizes both traditional military disciplines and modern warfare techniques, such as cyber operations and electronic warfare. Russia also conducts large-scale exercises, like the annual Zapad and Vostok drills, to demonstrate its military readiness. 4. Modernization efforts. Since the early 2000s, Russia has invested heavily in modernizing its military capabilities. Key developments include advanced weaponry, the introduction of 5th-generation Su-57 fighter jets, T-14 Armata tanks, and hypersonic missiles like the Avangard and Kinzhal has significantly enhanced Russia's combat power. Nuclear capabilities. Russia maintains the world's largest nuclear arsenal, with a triad of land-based ICBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, and strategic bombers. Cyber and electronic warfare. Russia is a leader in electronic warfare, capable of disrupting enemy communications and navigation systems. Cyber capabilities are also a critical component of its military strategy. Space assets. The military leverages satellites for communication, navigation, and surveillance, reflecting the increasing importance of space in modern warfare. 5. Global influence and geopolitical role. The Russian armed forces play a pivotal role in advancing Moscow's foreign policy objectives. Key examples include Ukraine conflict. Since 2014, the military has been involved in the annexation of Crimea and the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. The 2022 invasion of Ukraine marked a significant escalation, drawing widespread international condemnation and reshaping global security dynamics. Syria. Russia's intervention in the Syrian civil war, beginning in 2015, showcased its expeditionary capabilities. The deployment of air and naval forces helped stabilize the Assad regime and demonstrated Moscow's influence in the Middle East. Arctic expansion. With the melting of Arctic ice, Russia has increased its military presence in the region to secure access to resources and shipping routes. Military alliances. Russia maintains strong ties with countries like Belarus, Syria, and several Central Asian states. It also leads military alliances such as the Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO. 6. Challenges and criticism. Despite its strengths, the Russian armed forces face several challenges. Economic constraints, Western sanctions and economic difficulties limit defense spending and procurement. Corruption and bureaucracy. Reports of corruption within the military hierarchy hinder efficiency. Demographic issues. Russia's declining population impacts recruitment efforts. Combat losses. High casualties and logistical issues in conflicts like Ukraine have raised questions about the military's preparedness and adaptability. 7. Future outlook. The Russian military's trajectory will likely be shaped by several factors. Technological innovation, continued investment in AI, robotics, and autonomous systems is expected. Geopolitical rivalries. Tensions with NATO, the United States, and China will influence defense policies. Domestic reforms. Addressing issues like corruption and conscription could further enhance military effectiveness. Conclusion. The Russian armed forces remain a cornerstone of national security and a key instrument of Moscow's global ambitions. While challenges persist, the military's modernization efforts and strategic priorities ensure it remains a formidable force in the 21st century.